So today, we're heading to San Pedro, California. It's a place where hundreds of millions of dollars in public investment are about to collide with one family's incredibly audacious dream. This is a story about a ticking clock, about family legacy, and about a truly brilliant plan to ride a massive economic wave that's on its way.
Okay, so let's just dive right into this timeline because it really sets the stage. Think of it as a countdown. In 2026, the West Harbor waterfront, which people have been waiting for years, finally starts to roll out. Then, just 1 year later, 2027, the brand new visitor center for the historic battleship Iowa opens up. That's going to pull in a whole new wave of tourism. And then, the grand finale, 2028. The world arrives for the Olympic sailing events, launching right from the harbor. This isn't just a little facelift, you guys. It's a total transformation. So first up, let's just try to wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this coming wave. What's happening at the Port of Los Angeles? Well, it's being backed by some truly staggering amounts of money. Check out this number, $112 million. That's the price tag for a new pedestrian bridge and promenade. And we're not talking about some little walkway here. This is a massive piece of infrastructure, and its whole purpose is to finally connect the Wilmington community right to its waterfront. It's more than a bridge, it's a huge statement. But wait, there's more. On top of that, you've got $67 million for a new outer harbor cruise terminal. They're breaking ground on that in March 2026. Why? Because they know a flood of visitors is coming, and they're getting ready to handle even bigger ships. San Pedro is literally preparing to welcome the world.
And here's what ties it all together. All this construction, all this investment, it's all pointing to this one huge moment. The Port of LA is going to be on the global stage, hosting 6 different sailing events for the 2028 Olympics. I mean, it's kind of a throwback to 1932 when they last hosted, but this time, it's on a whole other level.
Okay, so now I want you to zoom in with me. We're going to go from that massive, sprawling port development to a single, historic building just a few blocks from the water, 363 West 6th Street. This is what the entrepreneur Jennifer Wolfe said the very first time she stepped inside. Now, you have to remember, she's a therapist. She's trained to see where things are broken. And she said she felt this immediate connection, not to the architecture, but to its story and to its scars. And this building has lived, 100 different lives. It started out back in 22 as a JCPenney. During Prohibition, rumor has it, there was a speakeasy down in the basement. Then in the 80s, it was a call center, then a dance studio. And then, in 2020, it just fell silent. Vacant, leaking. It's like a history of dreams arriving, and then, one by one, just walking away. So, you have to ask, right? Why on earth would anyone take on a project like that? A building with so much baggage? Well, the answer is, it's deeply, deeply rooted in family, in legacy, and a promise that was made on a hillside overlooking this very harbor. The whole project is called Donna Allen. It's a combination of her parents' names, Donna and Allen, and they weren't developers. Her mom, Donna, was a psychologist who Jennifer calls the lantern. She taught that empathy isn't just a feeling, it's a discipline. And her dad, Allen, he was the spine. He was a cardiologist who literally fixed hearts, and then he became a venture capitalist who funded the dreams that made those hearts beat. And this was the promise. Jennifer made it while standing at her parents' gravesite. The site has this incredible, direct line of sight right down to 6th Street and the San Pedro Harbor. And in that moment, it wasn't just about grief. It was the moment a mission was born, to build something worthy of their memory and worthy of that powerful view. The birth of their son Nathan is what really lit a fire under them. After being together for 18 years, Jennifer and her partner Edwin realized, they weren't young parents. And suddenly, the question wasn't just about their own future anymore, it was about legacy. What were they actually, tangibly going to leave behind for their son?
So how does this incredibly personal mission connect back to that massive economic wave that's about to crash into San Pedro? Well, this is where family legacy meets a truly brilliant business strategy.
This right here, this is their genius move. It's a 2-year head start for every local business in the area. See, the insight is that a small shop, a restaurant, a startup, you can't compete with the giant construction cranes on size, but you can compete on connection. Phase 1, launch your own video show in 2026. Phase 2, spend all of 2027 building your audience as the tourists start to arrive. So by the time the Olympics get here in 2028, you're not just a shop, You're a local landmark with 2 years of content in the can and a real relationship with people.
And for this last part, let's look at the most personal details of this whole thing. Because this is where the line between business, family, and love, it just completely disappears. The video lab in the building is called Voxel. Now, that's not just some cool, techie name they came up with. It was the actual name of her father's medical imaging startup from decades ago, a company that ultimately failed. By bringing the name back, they're honoring his resilience. They're saying that failure is never the end of the story. It's just a rough draft of success. And get this is such a great little detail. The individual studios aren't just Studio A or Studio B. Nope. They are secretly named after their 12 nieces and nephews and their 7 family cats. It's this quiet, beautiful tribute designed to give their family a real sense of pride and belonging in the space they're creating. So it all comes together with this. After being together for 18 years, the founders, Jennifer and Edwin, are getting married this summer, inside the building they brought back to life. For them, the building itself, this thing they built through their own commitment and struggle, that is their ultimate vow. It's their ring. So this is a story about one family literally building their legacy in brick and mortar, timing it perfectly to meet this historic moment for their city. It just goes to show you that love isn't just a feeling, it's a structure you build together. And it kind of leaves you with a question, right? If a legacy needs walls to hold it, what story will yours build?